Hello everyone and welcome to the Search Friendly Image Galleries and Shopping Carts webinar sponsored by CloudAccess.net. Most Joomla image gallery extensions are not indexable by search engines, and that's a waste of potentially rankable real estate. The system that you're going to learn about today makes it easy for right-brained artists and overwhelmed small business owners to add images or products to their site in a way that grows their sitemap and pings Google Webmaster Tools to improve the ranking. My name is Bernie, and I'm going to be your host and moderator for today's webinar. I work for CloudAccess.net, and we are the official and exclusive host of the demo trial of Joomla at demo.joomla.org. You can launch a free 30-day trial of Joomla through our platform and upgrade to a paid hosting package to submit online tickets or call our team directly to get help as you develop your Joomla site. Your presenter today is going to be Hope Kaya, and Hope has been empowering freelance creatives and small business owners since 1998. She owns Santa Fe Web Design, one of the top web design firms in all of New Mexico here in the United States. Good morning, Hope.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, so not too bad.
Very good. It's 11 a.m. here where we're at in northern Michigan in the United States. If you'd like to let us know where you're attending from, we know we have attendees from all over the world, so we will say good afternoon and good evening as well. Now, like most web designers, Hope, her initial focus was on the look and feel of her designs with her clients. But since 2004, she has been optimizing all of her sites, bringing many to page 1 of the Google search engine result pages within 1 month of the site launch. And she has even written a book, the Keyword Tutorial ebook, which won the New Mexico Book Award in the business category in 2008. So Hope, I had the pleasure of meeting you at the Joomla World Conference, where you gave the same presentation in last November in Boston, and thanks for doing this webinar with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It was great meeting you, and I appreciate this opportunity.
Yeah, so everyone who's attending, we do have 120 people registered for today's webinar. We want to encourage you to post questions using that GoToMeeting slide out question area. You can post those to Hope or to myself, or you can tweet at me. You see our Twitter address there at the bottom, our Twitter handle at CloudAccess. You can tweet your questions during the webinar as well, and I'll help moderate to those to Hope at the end. Now, we do have Christy, who's attending from Idaho. If our other attendees want to let us know where they're attending from, please do so. And just a quick reminder to you that we are recording the webinar. It will be available for you to review later today at youtube.com/cloudaccess. I'll also show you how to follow up with Hope directly through her Facebook page. Now, Daniel is letting us know he's attending from Israel. Walter from Orlando, Florida. Let's see. Helen is attending from Switzerland. Steve, just south of us in Detroit. And Bob in Wake Forest, North Carolina. So welcome, everybody. We do appreciate you attending. Hope, I'm going to go ahead and pass the presentation over to you.
Great. Awesome. So, thank you, Bernie. It was really fun meeting you at Joomla World at Harvard this fall, and it was fun giving this talk. And is it okay if I give a little Cloud Access pitch?
Sure.
I have been moving my clients to Cloud Access for a few months, and I think I have 25 of them on there. I believe I've done about 80 Joomla websites, and more and more of them are landing on Cloud Access because they have such great service supporting Joomla, which is wonderful because I prefer to build websites than to maintain them. So if my clients can maintain their own websites and get help from Cloud Access while they do it, then I'm free to do what I love and they don't have to be paying me. So yes, I am Hope Kaya of Santa Fe Web Design.net. I'm very grateful to all of you for coming today. And this is Dead on the Web, Search-Friendly Image Galleries and Shopping Carts. I am a recovering search-deadly web designer. I've been doing web design since 1998, and as Bernie mentioned, most of my original sites were brochure-based websites. If you wanted someone to find the site, you would have to hand them a business card with your URL or advertise on Yellow Pages or something. So I was hired by a brilliant woman who had been studying SEO, search engine optimization, and hired me to build a website using the techniques she had studied. And I did, and I learned a ton, and I started applying the techniques to my websites for local Santa Fe freelancers, small businesses, artists, a lot of artists and creatives, writers, and the techniques worked. So I did write a book about it, and it is available for free download on my website. The screenshots are a little old, but the information is still really good, and there are worksheets in the back that you can fill out to help you plan the website in a way that the ideal customer will find the site. I won an award in 2008. Just go to my website, santafewebdesign.net, and you will see the free ebook download link right at the top. So I don't know about you, but I have had the experience of building websites thinking if I build it, they will come, and learned the hard way that if I build it, they will not come unless I honor what the ideal customer is searching for and integrate it into the website in ways that search engines understand. And that's what this talk is about, really. Mostly we'll be focusing on image galleries today. I have not found an image gallery extension for Joomla that is search friendly, meaning other than the one I'm teaching you today, which is Foca Gallery, I have not found an extension that allows you to add images in a way that populates your sitemap and increases your chances of the ideal customer finding that particular image, okay? If any of you know of one, please notify Bernie so we can talk about it, because I'm super curious about that and very interested in all the different options that are out there. So here's an example of a search deadly image gallery. It's cute and useful in certain circumstances. Artetics makes this art gallery, and you can see it's kind of cute. They put the thumbnails in little snapshot frames. You can drag and drop those snapshots around the page, and when you click on them, they pop up as an image. The code underneath them shows that there's no text that a search engine can read that would tie an image to a search at all. So there's no way for Google to tie a search to any of these images. However, if your site has lots of traffic but a high bounce rate where people are leaving the site too quickly, you could use something like this to add interactivity and stickiness to your website to keep people around. And that is a benefit to this kind or many other kinds of, I'd say, sexier image galleries than the one I'm going to show you today, which is pretty pragmatic but incredibly effective for search engines. So what you want is for every image you're adding to populate a sitemap that is automatically populated and that you have submitted to Google Webmaster Tools so that Google is pinged every time you add an image. And you just looked at the sitemap for Susan's Christmas Shop. Susan'sChristmasShop.com is in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's super cute. It's a small little nook off the plaza near the old part of downtown Santa Fe. I so recommend that you come and visit this little shop. And they have ornament crafts, thousands of beautiful little ornament crafts. The old website that they had categorized the ornaments based on the pueblo that the ornament was made in. And that was a cool idea because they have a lot of ornaments that are made in pueblos in New Mexico. But when I looked at the Google keyword tool, when I was building this site a little over a year ago, I saw that no one was searching for pueblo ornaments. They were searching for glass ornaments, felt ornaments, wood ornaments, the medium, okay? So we recategorized all of her ornaments into these categories, and then I added a menu with links using these phrases that the ideal customer is searching for in the actual navigation menu, which is critical. If you can use phrases in your navigation menus that match what your ideal customer is searching for, and the tool you would use now is not the Google AdWord keyword tool, which is defunct. It's now the Google Keyword Planner. Just Google that and you'll find it. You didn't used to need a Google account to use the tool, the old tool. The new tool, you do need the Google account. You should have one. You probably all have one already, and it's free. So I would recommend highly that you start using the Google Keyword Planner. The algorithms, I think, are better and more exact now. The numbers are lower when you find out how many people are searching for a given phrase, but they're more accurate and useful. Now, on this slide, you'll notice that the medium is in uppercase and the word ornaments is in lowercase. So you might wonder, why didn't I just put glass, felt, wood, fabric? Well, I want to match what the ideal customer is searching for, so I added the word ornaments to each one, even though it's redundant. And I dealt with that graphically by making ornaments lowercase and the medium uppercase. So I really don't think it looks bad, and it highly increases the chances of a match with your ideal customer search. So when you're doing your menu items, you really want to be thinking, and your categories for your shopping cart or your photographs or your images, I mean, you want to be thinking, what is the ideal customer searching for? Try not to get too poetic, or if your client likes to have poetic names for their products that don't match what the ideal customer is searching for in your research, you should really hold their hand and gently convince them that they need to be more pragmatic, maybe even hold their nose. So when they design their names for their categories. And the last thing I want to say about Susan's Christmas shop is that they had to close a few categories like a month after I built the site because they sold out. Well, we are going to talk more about Susan's Christmas shop, actually. If you do a search in Google for Santa Fe church ornament, I'm not sure what it is today. I'd be curious if somebody can do it and let Bernie know where we're at. Hopefully I'm not messing up my own talk by suggesting this, but there were 16 million results when I made this slide, and Susan was number 3, 4, and 5. That's exactly what you want, is each item to be indexable by search engines and to show up as a result of Google search results. Here is one of her products, the Cristo Rey Santa Fe church model, and I'm showing you the code that shows up here when you use Foca Gallery in the way that I'm teaching you, and I'll go into more detail. You can see that this item has a title, and it includes keywords: Susan's Christmas shop, church models, Cristo Rey, Santa Fe church model. In the title, there are keyword phrases in the title, and then there are keyword phrases in the descriptive meta tag, and then there's keyword phrases in the keyword meta tag. Now, Joomla lets you add these to any article that you build. Foca Gallery lets you add these to any image that you add. And if you build your Foca Gallery in the way I teach you, search engines can take advantage of all of this. Now you'll notice that, of course, the title is on the web page itself, visible to viewers, as is the description, longer than the descriptive meta tag. And that's what you want as well. You really want, and you don't, I have many websites where there are no titles and no descriptions added to the images, and that's not as good. It's hard sometimes to get artists to create titles and descriptions for each of their images, but if you can convince them that this increases their chances of being seen by their ideal customer, then sometimes you'll be able to get them to do it. And that's the ideal scenario. You want the meta tags, the back end, and you want the front end to reflect the content of that particular image as well. So in order to do what I'm teaching you today, you need a Joomla 2.5 or greater site, the Foca Gallery component, the XMap component, Phoca Gallery XMap plugin, and the Google Webmaster Tools account. So what you do is you go to the JED, the Joomla Extensions Directory, the JED, you get Foca Gallery component, which is free, XMap component, which is free, the XMap extension for Foca Gallery, and this is kind of the magic key that ties Foca Gallery to your sitemap so that every time you add a new image, it populates the sitemap. This is cheap. It costs money, but it's inexpensive, and I can't remember the amount. Now, the reason I've chosen Foca Gallery, I think I've made clear, it's the only image gallery that allows you to populate a sitemap with each image that's added. Now, I hope I'm wrong. If there are others, please tell me. I'm really interested. In the meantime, I'm using Foca Gallery, and another advantage to it is if you have a very right-brained client who is not going to be comfortable in the admin back end of Joomla, and is more comfortable with sort of simple processes from the front end, Foca Gallery has front-end updating of the image galleries. So essentially you have to create a login link for your client where they can log in, and then once they're in, they would be looking, they could go to the category of a particular Foca Gallery, and then they'll see all the thumbnails for that category. Here you only see the last thumbnail because it's cropped, but you'll see all the thumbnails for that category, and suddenly after logging in, there's a delete icon, there's an unpublish or publish icon, and there's an authorize or deauthorize icon. I never use the authorize one, but my clients do use the delete or unpublish. It's kind of handy for them from the front end to be able to do this so easily. Now you'll see the upload area, and they can browse to their computer and grab an image and upload it. Ideally, they're adding a title and a description too, because as we've mentioned, that's really important for search engines. But truth being told, some people will not, and they just have their images with no title or description, and that's better than nothing if they want to have a gallery that they can easily update. The downside of the front end updating of Foca Gallery is that you can't use any HTML here. Now from the back end, and I'll show you a screenshot of that a little later, you can do HTML in the description and you can do meta tags. So from the front end, unfortunately, you can't, but it's still worth it sometimes to teach your client how to do this if they're more likely to use it than the back end. In order to enable front-end uploading, first you will have installed Foca Gallery, and then you have to take some steps in order for the front-end uploading to work, okay? So you go to Components, Foca Gallery, and then Categories, okay? So once you go into the categories, you select a category to modify it, and this one is called Angel Wreaths, and what you have to do is set the upload rights to anybody. Just can't be nobody. It can be all registered users, which is what I do because my clients don't have registered users other than themselves, but this clears it for me or them. Or you can select the individual person in your list of users. But you have to have upload rights assigned to someone, and you have to have delete rights assigned to somebody, and you have to have a folder assigned to that category. So you can click that button and you can create a folder from within there, or you can click that button and select a folder that's already there with your images in it. And you definitely want to have folders with all your categories in there, just to make things simple, regardless of whether you have front-end uploading or not. So that's what you have to do in order for the front-end uploading to work. In order for the sitemap to work, you have to go into Foca Gallery options, all right? And then you scroll down to the detail view settings, and there's one change you have to make. And that is you have to say no pop-up, which is not the default setting. If you don't, there are lots of options in there for prettier, galleries, in my opinion, but none of them generate a new individual window when you select a thumbnail. So when you're looking at an image gallery in Foca Gallery and you click on a thumbnail, you want it to generate a brand new window, okay? Which means it has its own unique URL and that all the meta tag information is visible to Google, as well as the title and description. So this is the key. If you don't choose no pop-up, then you're not going to benefit from anything I'm teaching you here today in terms of search engines. All right. So once you've done that, you need to create a sitemap. And you've got the XMap component installed, and let's say you're in that. You then create a new sitemap by hitting the new icon, and then you will have a sitemap, and it will have an XML link right there. Just from right within the Sitemaps Manager, you'll see that link, and you can right-click on it and copy that link location. All right? This is the link you're going to submit to Google Webmaster Tools. That's going to make sure it is populated by every new Foca image, right? Every new image in the Foca Gallery. You also want to create a menu item. Probably should have done a slide for that. A menu item for your footer, a menu in your footer, and add the sitemap to it. So where we had the login link, you should have a sitemap link there too. Google likes it when you have a sitemap link at the bottom of every page. So then you take that code, that link, that URL that you've just copied, and you paste it into your Google Webmaster Tools account. So you have to create a Google Webmaster Tools account. You can just Google that phrase, and it's easy to do as long as you have a Google account. You submit a website, and you add the sitemap. And once you've done that, you're in great shape as far as Google being pinged every time you add a new image, or for that matter, a new article. And each sitemap is assigned to one or more menus in your website. So basically, you will select the menu that you want your sitemap tied to, and sometimes it's multiple menus. So, Simple Caddy. Now we're moving on to shopping carts. Bernie, do you have any questions yet that I should answer before we move on to shopping carts? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. We do actually have one direct question about a different shopping cart, and maybe you can answer it.
Yeah.
Christy responded to, I guess to start, she responded to the Santa Fe church ornaments search, and Christy got 34,300,000 results in just over half a second. I got 2,240,000 results in under half a second, and your client was 4, 5, I believe it was 4, 5, 6, and 7 on that list. Kind of just to follow up on.
Thank you. I'm glad you did that. Yeah, that's good to know. So I don't think they've been doing any blogging or much updating, so they're dropping a little bit. And you say there's a question?
There is one question from Catherine, and Catherine's asking about K2 Joomla Works Simple Image Gallery. She writes that it also allows to put a title and descriptions to images, and does that work for SEO?
I would love to find out what needs to happen as a search. Maybe we can do that together after I finish my presentation. Remind me to do a search for that, and remind me the name of it later, and then we'll see if it shows that it's tied to XMap. That would be the key. is if it has a tie-in to XMap, and many things do. K2, I think, is wonderful, and I know a lot of people use it. It's just a little kind of server heavy, in my opinion. I could be wrong, and I'm willing to be corrected about that. But so I'd love to look into that later after my talk.
All right, sounds good. No other questions at this point. We do have other people letting us know where they're from, though. Denise is in Virginia, and Neil in New York. Rodney also in New York. And I'm very sorry, Mr. Chidera is attending from Nigeria. Wanda is from Alabama, too. But you want to go ahead and continue, Hope?
That's great. Oh, this is so fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's cool.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, I use Simple Caddy. I'm not I don't do a lot of shopping carts. I've done a few. I've done a lot of PayPal, and when Simple Caddy came along, I was thrilled because it solved some issues with my PayPal shopping carts. My clients don't usually have more than 100 products, so PayPal was working. The downside of PayPal was that you had to go into PayPal to generate each button, and when you use Simple Caddy, it automates that process, so there's no logging into PayPal, getting logged out of PayPal every few minutes, logging back in and messing around and copying the code. It's just wonderful compared to PayPal, okay? So Simple Caddy ties into Foca Gallery, and so it also benefits from this sitemap function, and it's free. So let's see what you do with Simple Caddy. Once you've installed it, the first thing you want to do is go into the configuration. And I'll show you how this ends up working on a website too. The first thing you want to do in configuration is to make your categories. And then you actually just type your categories in one by one. And then you go into products, okay? And then you create your products. I can't see my entire screen, Bernie, because the webinar control panel is in the way, but I think when I click here, it's highlighting the new button.
Yeah, and you know what?
You can create new products.
If you click on that little red arrow, it's going to minimize that control panel off to the right side.
I think I have to stop the presentation, so hold on, let's see. Oh, I see. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, let me start this. Thank you. All right, so we've got a new product just by clicking on new, and you'll end up with a product like this. And let's look at the window where you create that. So essentially, you're making a code for each product, and you're giving it a name, and you're putting it in a category, and it's obvious. It's pretty obvious what you do. And then the file name at the bottom is for the name of the image file that goes with it. So you fill that out for each product. And then you go into the communication area of Simple Caddy, and you put the email where confirmation email copies are sent. So when a client gets a confirmation of an order, it is sent to the owner. And then you put in the information for the email that is sent. Who is it from? What's the email it's from? And what is the subject line? At the bottom of all of these Simple Caddy windows is a link to their documentation and their demo, which is really handy. So then you go back to the Simple Caddy Control Center and you go into the plugins. And you'll notice I'm ignoring the Foca Gallery button. I'm not going to go there, which you would wonder why. It's because those are global settings, and I don't use the global settings. I do things individually with this particular job in particular, because some products are products, some of the images are not. So Simple Caddy and Foca Gallery are not tied globally throughout the site. Plugins. You will get all these plugins when you install Simple Caddy. In this particular job, I modified the tax, and you have to put the PayPal information in. So the tax, and I did not do shipping because we included shipping in each item. to simplify the process and speed up the development of the website. So I haven't done shipping with Simple Caddy, but I know you can, and it would just take a little bit more of a learning curve in the documentation to do that. So with the tax, you just put your tax in for your state, right? And that way, when an order is placed within the state, the taxes are paid, are charged. And then with PayPal, you put the reseller's email in. That's it, really. And I'm sure they won't mind that I'm sharing this because you can always send them money. The next thing you do is you go and create some articles. And it's this many, I guess 7. And what I recommend that you do is you create a category called shopping cart. And then you're going to create each of these articles. And they're actually very, very basic articles. If you look at the documentation in Simple Caddy, you'll see that they tell you how to set up the product page. And there's a little bit of code in there. And that goes on for each page that moves your client through the buying process. So you just basically follow the documentation and put the little snippet of code in each page. When you're in Foca Gallery, and here's a screenshot of a detail for the image in Foca Gallery. When you go into Foca Gallery Components, Images, and you click on an image, you'll see something like this where they can put the description in. And you want to end up with something like this in there in the description as well, which is the Simple Caddy code. And then you get that by clicking on the Simple Caddy button, which now shows up because you've installed Simple Caddy and enabled the plugins. When you click on that, you suddenly have access to all the products you've created in Simple Caddy. So you just scroll through and select the correct product, and it populates the correct code like we just saw on the previous screen. Then you end up with, like, here's a detail page after clicking on the thumbnail for the Alan Hauser book. And by the way, I highly recommend going to alanhauser.com. I did this website about a year ago as well, and this man is no longer with us, but he was a Native American Apache sculptor and painter and drawer who did the most amazing, unbelievably huge body of work. In fact, if you come to Santa Fe, you can go to the estate. You can set up a tour and go to the estate and walk around this incredible garden of bronze sculptures. Or you can go to the gallery downtown in Santa Fe to see some smaller pieces. Anyway, so this is the detail that shows up after clicking the thumbnail. It would have been nice to get larger images. I didn't get larger images for this particular site, but still, here it is larger than the thumbnail. And then you can see that it's got the title and the description. Search engines can read all of that. And then you also have the opportunity to add this item to the cart, and you can select how many. Once you click on that, it forwards you to the next page, Edit Your Shopping Cart, and it shows what you've just ordered, and you can make modifications here, and then you can order it, okay? At which point it pushes you to the next page, which is where you put your client detail information in, which I didn't fill out because for this talk because I didn't want my client to receive this content in their database and be confused since we're not buying anything. And then you hit confirm, and it goes from there and takes you to PayPal and completes the order. Really, that's my talk. I know it's short, but I wanted to be available for questions, and Bernie, feel free to ask me questions too, and I can also show you back-end, actual back-end images. The slides are available on the home page of my website now. I put the slides up this morning because I beefed them up actually from my talk at Joomla World, and these are all my contact information here. So thank you for listening, and please feel free to ask me anything you want about this information.
Yeah, we had a few comments, Hope, about Simple Caddy being ready for only Joomla 2.5. And I was wondering if you knew anything about whether or not they're getting ready for 3.0 at all.
You know, I thought I remember I'm going to search that because I remember reading something about that, and I'm going to do a quick search. That there was something coming up, or that I know I looked at a forum and people were using it on 3.0 successfully, even though it wasn't officially. That's what it was. It wasn't officially coded for 3.0. Since 3.0, I've not tested. Oh, so he hasn't even tested it. So that's what I read a couple months ago. Let's see here. This person just downloaded and installed the latest version in Joomla 3.0. Let's see what their experience was. Oh, I think there was a solution to this problem too that I read, that there was, yeah, beta version. There's a beta version.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Looks like they're getting ready.
Yeah, they're getting ready, and there's a link to the beta version here on this forum. So you can Google what I just Googled, which was Simple Caddy Joomla 3, and you'll find that link to that forum post right there. And download the beta version or wait for it to get finished for 3.0.
Yep, that's atlanticintelligence.net. I'll send everybody that link here.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Let's see, other attendees. Karsten is attending from Denmark and Alex in Cambridge in the United Kingdom.
You know, Simple Caddy, I think the link for that forum was actually simplecaddy.net. It's this link here. So I put it in the, let's see. If I type a message here, will that go out to everyone or no?
It will. Underneath it, just make sure you're sending to all entire audience.
Okay, good. Let me do that again.
There you go.
Entire audience, organizers and panelists only, organizers only. Gosh, it's giving me two options, and none of them include visitors. So maybe you can forward that to them.
Yep, let me send everybody that link right now. I can send that to everybody, so everybody.
I'm happy to demo more of this. I could also show you a couple websites that, like mine, I think I'm close to #1 for Santa Fe web design searches. And here you can see on the home page, these are the slides from this talk today. And here's, oh, by the way, on the home page is a Google Keyword Planner demo tutorial, which is not done by me, but it's really good. And in fact, let's do a little keyword research. Why don't one of you who's listening tell us what your niche is, and I'll do some keyword research for you right now to help you with your, getting your ideal customers. So somebody send Bernie your niche, and I'll do some research and teach you how to do this research for yourself.
Yeah, let us know what type of product you are offering. And okay, Keith has responded. Keith was first. Keith says banners and signs. So are you like a printing, Keith, printing, embroidery type of business? Is that what you're running there? Let us know. We do have a couple other questions.
I'm hiding my screen for a second while I get a password to log into Google.
Okay. Keith says yes, large format printing, banners and signs.
Okay, good. Let's do it. That's going to be fun. Let me just grab this password and log into Google, and then I'll be right there. That's one of the things that's key now about this new tool is you have to log into Google each time if you're not already logged in. Usually I'm already logged in, so it's not a problem. All right, I'm going to show my screen. And now here we are at the Google Keyword Planner. So what you do to find this is Google the phrase Google Keyword Planner. It'll take you right here. And then the first thing you do is you search for a new keyword and add group ideas. Now, what is the name of this person again?
This is Keith. Yep,
who is the sign banner person?
It's Keith, and Keith.
So where is Keith?
Keith, where are you located? Cypress, Texas.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it regional right away because I'm assuming that large format banners and signs are not something he generally ships to India or anything like that, or even much nationally, and Keith can clarify if that's necessary. But if he could also, Keith, if you could also send us your region that you service, if there's a county beyond Cyprus. For now, I'm going to put Texas, banners. I'm going to say Texas signs. Just for now, I'm going to type Texas signs, and I'm going to scroll down and get ideas. And it's thinking. Now I'm going to go directly to keyword ideas, because I'm not buying ads. I'm just getting help for free from Google and taking advantage of this tool. Let me make this a little smaller. There you go. And I'm going to get keyword ideas. So 260 people a month in Google are searching for Texas signs. And then if we look down below and get other ideas, we can actually organize the average monthly searches from high to low, just to get an idea. Now you can see it's giving us some keyword ideas where there are very high searches for signs, but it's not going to help you to use just the word signs. So I'm going to because of course it's too global, it's too ubiquitous. You want a phrase that matches more closely what you're offering so that you can fish with a smaller net is one way to look at it. So one of the tricks you do with this tool, which makes it a little more complicated than the old tool, is you go into include, exclude on the left and you type your phrase again. Oops, you spell it correctly. And then you get rid of all the extra ones that you don't need to look at. So now we can see that Texas road signs, Texas custom signs has 110 searches a month. Now I'm going to add Cyprus. Oh gosh, U.S.
U.S. You might want to try it's CYPRESS, and I think it's Keith mentioned the Houston area, so might want to expand it to Houston.
Oh, that's good. Okay, Houston signs. I'm going to go into Houston banners too. This is good. This will help a lot. And I'm just copying all of that, and I'm going to paste it all down here into the include, just so we can clear out the added debris. And now we've got Houston banners. It's interesting that Houston banners has more searches per month in Google than Houston signs, which I would have not guessed. And signs Houston, well wait, so signs Houston has more. Okay, so if we reverse the words, signs Houston, and we add that to here, we start over, we've got Houston signs. Oh, how bizarre. So it now has added Houston signs at 170. So the first thing I usually do, now 170 may not seem like a lot, but actually if you end up on page 1 for the search Houston signs, then, and I'd be curious, Keith, if you do already end up on page 1 of Google when you search for Houston signs, but if you do and you get towards the top ideally, then you might have 100 people a month seeing your website. Now that's not nothing, that's good. So what I tend to do when I meet with my clients at this point is I see, they often have a domain name, and Keith, I'd love to know what your domain name is. They often have a domain name that is tied to their brand And Bernie, did you get the domain name?
Yeah, he did provide that. It's inkdots.com, inkdots.com.
Let's take a peek at it. So signs, banners. Okay, so it needs to have your location in there a lot more. And you know, let's see if anybody is searching for ink dots. I mean, so let's add that to our, you may have, you know, enough business so that some people are searching for ink dots. You have 30 people. So that's not bad, really, to have that many people searching, and no doubt you're number one when they do. Now, if you were open to this idea, and a lot of people aren't, and I understand that, but I find that it works, if you switch your domain name to one that is Houston Signs, which may or may not be available, as .net, .com, .us, .biz, any one of those, and you optimize your site to include the phrase Houston Signs, then your likelihood of showing up for that search has just gone through the roof, especially if you're willing to do some blogging in addition, like once a week. Anyway, this is the system that I use. I find, you know, how many people are searching for a phrase that matches what the ideal customer would need, and then I go into GoDaddy and I find out whether there's a domain name available for, and if I'm going too far from this whole shopping cart thing and image gallery, you just tell me if somebody has a question. Okay, Houston Signs.com is probably taken, but there may be another one. It's kind of amazing what's available these days. So HoustonSigns.us is available. So my first thing would be, first of all, to find out what HoustonSigns.com looks like for the competition. And it may be that somebody just bought the name and they're not using it, which is perfect. And then go ahead and buy this domain name and use it. And then you point your domain, you would point this to HoustonSigns.us, you would point inkdots.com and make it a 301 redirect. Keep the domain name for all your marketing and all of that, but then redirect it as a permanent 301 redirect to Houston Signs. And then you might even be replacing this text with some readable text. And when I say readable text, I'll show you what I mean. When search engines can read text, you can tell whether search engines can read text when you highlight the text in your site, and you can copy and paste it. You know that search engine can read that. When it's an image like this, you can tell I'm dragging it around. It's an image. Search engines can't read it other than the alt tag. So you could replace this text with Houston Signs, then in a search engine readable way, and then start optimizing your site for, you might even change this to this link, see, to Houston Signs rather than Signs. Even if it's not totally accurate, you'll benefit more from it. Because a lot of these fit under that category of Houston Signs too. So I think that it would be a good domain name for you, HoustonSigns.us. And that might triple your people finding you. In fact, yeah, could triple the number of people that are finding you online. And then you don't have a blog, so if you had a way to be either adding new products and new descriptions every month at least, or if you created a blog, then this is a powerful, powerful, powerful way to land on page 1 of Google and stay there. Staying there is the key. When you get a good domain name, you'll often land there pretty quickly, but if you don't do something to keep your site alive, then you won't stay there very long. So if you create a blog, and you might even call it the Houston Sign Blog, I mean, that would be a possibility. But since you'll have this navigation item change to say Houston Signs here, you may not need to call your blog the Houston Sign blog. And then you'll have a menu item that says blog, maybe at the end of your current menu items here. And then once a week, you share a problem you solved with. So you would share, you've solved the problem with a sign, you know, nobody from this part of town was finding my client. We made a sign and put it, you know, you can just tell your story and even get a testimonial, which would be, I love testimonials and people love testimonials to read, so that would be a powerful thing you could do to add to your blog post or have a testimonial section. I'll show you my website and how I handle the testimonials. There on the right-hand side, I take a little snippet of each testimonial and I use it as the title, and then I have a module on my right-hand side that always shows the testimonials. Okay, and I think this one is new because well, that's portrait artist. That's right. Robbie Firestone was #1 for the term portrait commission. She charges $20,000 per portrait, and we got a great domain name for her. So anyway, let's go back here. Anyway, Keith, those are my pieces of advice for you. I would advise you, and you could decide against it, to get a new domain name, HoustonSigns.us. You have to point your old one as a permanent 301 redirect to the new one, or else Google can penalize you, and I mean blacklist you, for duplicate content. I have suffered, one of my clients had a bad experience with that, and another, I personally, 10 years ago, had a bad experience with that. So I've learned the hard way that you do not want too many domain names linking to the same website in a way where those domain names all show up in the address bar. You only want one domain name showing up in the address bar when you get to the website. And the rest have to be permanent 301 redirects, and they don't have much search engine value. So Keith, that's my little session, search engine optimization session for you, based on the research we did here at the Google AdWords Keyword Planner. Okay, because I think 100, well actually this is more than 3 times, right? 6 times. You might get, you might get double or triple number of, people interested per month.
Yeah, that's really cool. You know, Keith says, awesome, thanks so much. He commented earlier that they are creating a new site, so I'm sure he'll probably want to come back and review the info you gave him in the recording of the webinar as they develop that. So I want to get back to a couple of questions that were posted earlier on about the core of your presentation. Leslie posted a question, can you explain more about how the Foca Gallery button on Simple Caddy works? Would it import all your Foca Gallery images?
You can. I haven't done that. I haven't done the global settings with the Simple Caddy. Let me go into my back end of my website. And then when you go to Foca Gallery, right, the components, Foca Gallery, images, and then you choose an image. See how the Simple Caddy button is available there? You select that, and I happen to have, I just have one simple button because I'm only doing one little thing with Simple Caddy on my website. But if you click on this, all the products are available. Now, when you go into Simple Caddy, there is an opportunity to globally, let's do it, add Simple Caddy plugin code to all images. So you can globally do that. I have never done that, but that would be something to try. I would probably back up the site before I do it just to make sure it works properly. Or you can add the code to just a specific category. Okay. I haven't tried that yet, but it looks like a simple way to, if you're going to add Simple Caddy to every image in a particular category, that would be a way to do it.
All right, so Daniel has also asked just for confirmation. He writes, the reason you're recommending Simple Caddy is its integration to Foca Gallery and thus to XMap, meaning if there's a shopping cart that links to XMap, you'd get the same effect.
Yes, in fact, I'm hoping that Andrew Neighbor is listening right now. He does shopping carts in Joomla, and he uses MejoCart, and he has told me, and I've checked it in the extensions, that it does tie to XMap, and he likes MejoShop. So that's another possibility. Is to, if you're not, you can just use MejoShop for your shopping cart, and it should tie into XMap as well.
Okay, yeah, one of our clients commented earlier, I believe it was Michael, said that Mejo or MejoShop, yep, is recommended. And I know, other shopping carts like HickaShop or VirtueMart may also be.
Right, you hear all kinds of problems that people have with them, but shopping carts are tricky no matter what. I just find this one to match my clients' needs pretty well.
Okay. Very good. Steve posted a question just to confirm Rock Gallery photos, titles, and descriptions are not linked to search engines or a sitemap.
Oh gosh, I haven't checked. Is that part of Rocket Theme?
Rock
is that part of
Gallery, I'm not sure.
Is it ROK?
Yep.
Gallery?
Yep.
Extension, and I'll say Joomla, and let's just look.
It does appear to be a Rocket Theme product.
Yeah. So if we go in, and sometimes it should say, I don't see any mention of XMap. We go to the documentation. What I'm going to do is, let's see if there's search here. Let's see if they have a search field here. And if not, here's a cool trick everybody should know. If you want to search a particular website and there's no search field, there's no search module, you can copy the URL, open a new window, I'm going to type XMap, and then I'm going to say site, and put the site. So now we're searching Rocket Theme for the word XMap, just to see if anywhere on that, okay, Rocket XMap extension. So now we need to find, we should have said Rock Gallery. I'm going to try Rock Gallery. Sorry, I'm bouncing around here. Come on, take me back to that one. Oh, well, where is it? All right. Rock Gallery, site. Oh no, I have that, but I need XMap in there. And I'm going to search the results. Can you search? You used to be able to search the results here. XMap, I'll just say XMap. Oh look, Rocket Theme, Rock Gallery. These pages are not in Sitemap. Yeah, you have to develop a plugin. It looks like no. I mean, that's my impression, but I would contact Rocket Theme and ask them and tell them you want it. And once they do it, let me know, because I'm really interested in that.
All right, Steve, hopefully that helps to answer your question. And if you do find that out, I'll show you how to contact Hope a little bit later. Let's see. Joseph posted a question letting us know he's attending from Kenya, and unfortunately it started attending the webinar a little late. Joseph, I will show you how to access a recording of this a little bit later on. Brett has a question about the keywords for images.
Yeah.
And Brett asks, do you recommend using keywords that focus on the image content or the keywords that you think have the best opportunity to get a higher rank?
They have to match. They have to match. You don't want to use keywords to pull people in that don't match what the image is about. So sometimes you're stuck with phrases that are not matching a high volume. You know, when you get down to the sort of granular level of doing an image gallery and you're looking at each image, you're probably not going to go to the Google Keyword Planner for each image. If you have time and you have a client who can pay you for that, awesome. If not, I just use my common sense in terms of using phrases that I think somebody might search for rather than more poetic phrases, you know, more pragmatic phrases like, you know, Santa Fe abstract landscape, Southwest abstract landscape, you know, even using the colors. Sometimes if there's a painting that is a color theme, you might end up with designers finding that painting or photograph or art that are looking for a particular color scheme to match their client's home. You can think in terms of that. So you might say, you know, orange gradient skyscape, you know. Something that might match what your ideal customer is searching for. You always want to be thinking that way, and you never want to mislead your searches. You don't want to pull people in that are looking for something different than what you're offering. That will not help you. Okay? Ernie, anybody else in there?
Yeah, hopefully that helps you guys a little bit. You know, we had a number of other attendees kind of point out what their projects were, and have a guitar site and a watercolor, like a guitar lessons site, a watercolor painting and courses, and upholstery recovering, vintage furniture, lighting, and accessories. Hopefully.
Well, we've got some time. If any of them can give me their location, I should have asked for that simultaneously.
Okay.
So the first one that gives you their you know, their region of
yeah,
sales.
maybe we could run through that one more. So Christy is in Boise, Idaho. And Christy, tell me again the type of the site you're building and the products that you're looking to feature. And we'll kind of run through just that one more time and wrap it up.
Yeah, this is powerful. This particular part of the talk, even though it's not specific to the image galleries or shopping cart, is life-changing for my clients.
Yeah.
Increasing their actual sales. I have one job, one client. If you go to customfurniture.us, if you search for custom furniture, I think he's way up there. And there are 6,000 people searching for custom furniture. We did this last year. Here he is, number, oh, he dropped. Oh, Scott, where'd you go? Scott, here he is. He's here, and so he's above 65 million pages, and 6,000 people a month are searching for him, and he's selling expensive custom furniture to people who have never heard of him because they're finding his website. Did you get the product from?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Christy is offering guitar lessons online worldwide. So, yeah, located.
Okay. Is
located.
it Skype?
Yeah, through Skype. Online is video series or Skype. So.
Okay. Let's say remote. I'm going to try a couple different things. Remote guitar lessons, Skype guitar lessons. Online guitar, I'm just going to use that. I'm going to try these, and she's welcome to make suggestions based on what she thinks her ideal customer is searching for. So let's see. So there's nobody searching for remote, but look. Wow. 5,400 people a month in Google are searching for online guitar lessons? What's your domain? Christy, right?
Yep, Christy, let us know your domain name if you can,
So I'm
please.
seeing if online guitar lessons is available. It's taken, but .biz is available. Google doesn't care if it's .biz. That's sitting there like, it's like the gold rush now. You can walk up to a river and find this big nugget of a domain name that has great value. So onlineguitarlessons.biz may not sound classy to you, but it could help you unbelievably to get that domain name, especially if you optimize your website for the phrase online guitar lessons, and if you have a blog that discusses online guitar lessons. And I'm really curious to see if somebody already has onlineguitarlessons.com.
And Hope, I sent you her domain in that private chat.
Great. Okay, good. I'll grab that. See, nobody, oh wait, see, even the person that owns, somebody owns this, it's a blog invited to readers only, so it's not a competition for her at all. It's totally onlineguitarlessons.biz. My God, that's fantastic. Okay, let me go to your domain here. Christy Green Studios, right. And you know, most people, they use their names, and that's what I used to do. My website used to be Web Design by Hope, right? It didn't occur to me that nobody was searching for Web Design by Hope. I mean, nice website, by the way, very nice, very clean. ChristyGreenStudios.com could become a permanent 301 redirect to onlineguitarlessons.biz, and then you would start to optimize the site for online guitar lessons. And I don't see an H1 tag. It might be that this is an H1 tag, but I would put I might even see how this is readable here, this text, because I'm highlighting it. I know that search engines can read it. You might put online guitar lessons here and just change the, rework this banner, online guitar lessons, right? And have that be an H1 tag. And when you go deeper in to the website, you need to have that. You need to have that on every page. But it's a nice website to see. I mean, I so recommend that you do what I'm suggesting to you. You might be blown away by the difference. As long as you don't have a blog, so I would add a blog, and I would write about what you're learning, what you're teaching, how people are succeeding, add testimonials, and once a week I would add a blog post. And ideally using a linking tool that I have a bunch of videos. I'm going to show you my YouTube channel. And it's Keyword Hope, which is listed on the final slide, which is all the slides are on my website, but that won't help you. So Keyword Hope is my YouTube channel, and if you search for blogging or SEO, blogging in Joomla for SEO, I don't know, 150,000 people have watched my videos so far. I've got a whole bunch of them. And so you can look at the ones internal linking for SEO in a Joomla site, front-end blogging in Joomla 1.7, but it works just fine now. All of these, you can use these techniques to add links to your blog where you're linking to other parts of your website using keyword phrases. I've got 142,000 people who read my site, my YouTube. Anyway, so you would have online guitar lessons. I would say change this. Let me make this bigger. Change video lessons to online guitar lessons. Yeah. And then when you do a blog post, you could say, learn more about my online guitar lessons every so often, and link that phrase to online guitar lessons. That's basically the key that will make all the difference, is when you have a keyword phrase like online guitar lessons, linking to a page that's optimized for those online guitar lessons, then Google gets really impressed by that, and your ranking either goes up or stays up. You don't want to be too redundant about it. You might want to say, learn more about my Rudiments of Music online guitar lesson, and link directly to Rudiments of Music. You might want to link a phrase that says, learn more about my online guitar lessons technique class, and then link to this. You see what I'm saying? Don't link to the same page all the time. Don't use the exact same phrase all the time. But if you can have a blog post every week and create a link either to another blog post or to about choosing a guitar, learn more about choosing a guitar. I'm sure that's a decent keyword phrase right there. Let's look. Choosing a guitar. $90, that's not nobody, right? 90, that's good. So 90 people a month in Google. So if you do a blog post, in fact, I wonder if you show up now, if we search for choosing a guitar. I doubt it because you're not blogging, but it would be cool if you did. So you're not here, but you could be there. Could be there. So that's my advice for your site, Christy, is to change this to, and change your domain name, and you have to point ChristyGreenStudios.com to online guitar lesson, whatever it was, .biz as a permanent 301 redirect. Do not forget that. Permanent 301 redirect. And
Yeah.
optimize your site for that.
Cool. Yeah. Christy writes, this is great. Thank you. What was included on every page? You said includes one.
Yeah, you want to have an H1 tag like on every page that says online guitar lessons. You don't really have a banner. You don't have any consistent banner that goes through every page. So if we look at the home page, and maybe you could get do something similar but smaller where you have your logo. Usually there's a logo on every page, right? And ideally it's readable by search engines. So if you can have your text up at the top that says online guitar lessons with Christine in readable format on every page, that will be very helpful for you. Because right now all you have is your menu. You don't repeat, the information of what you're offering in a big way, in a big H1 way on every page, okay? Any
cool.
other questions?
Well, Christy says, yeah, thank you. Yes, I see. This is very helpful and exciting. Christy said, great. So I think kind of to wrap it up, it's start writing a blog, get the H1 tag on each page, get that permanent 301 redirect. And Michael posted a question, what's a 301 redirect? And I actually just sent everybody a link on a great tutorial on how to create a 301 redirect. And it's basically it permanently redirects one URL to a particular site, all while maintaining search engine rankings. So pointing multiple URLs.
Thank you. Whenever I migrate, I've been migrating a lot of sites from Bluehost over to Cloud Access, and you guys have been doing the permanent 301 redirects for me, and it's fantastic the way you're able to do that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, we will manage those redirects if you do migrate to us. I think we have one last question from Catherine, and then we might wrap it up for today. But Catherine wrote, what would the advice be in terms of using Pinterest or other social networks and web domain aliases? What is the ideal number of keywords? What is the ideal length for description? I think maybe that's a multiple part question. But
yeah, I didn't understand. Could you read it again?
Yeah, she wrote, what would the advice be in terms of using Pinterest or other social networks and web domain aliases?
Let's go back to that, and I don't know how it ties to aliases, but like you definitely want to use Pinterest. And one of the cool things about Pinterest is if you have products, you can pin them to the shop. You can, when you have a price. Okay, let me see how I can say this now. When there's a price tied to an item that's being pinned, it will automatically go into the Pin It shop, which really expands your sales options. And there was a great Pin It tutorial that, and I would just Google Pin It tutorials because Pin It is wide and deep and rich and thick. And there's a million things you can do with it to expand your presence. But as far as the rest of social media, I always have share icons so people can share. And it can be confusing because you'll see these two sets of social icons, right? These and these on many pages. So in my case, I use the bigger ones to bring people to my social media, right? So my YouTube channel, right? It takes me to my YouTube channel or Twitter channel. Okay, I gotta check, make sure that's linked to the right place actually. And then it takes me to my Facebook, it takes me to Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, my pages. However, these little icons, they let you share my page, whatever page you're on, they let you share it to your LinkedIn, your Twitter, etc. And both are really important. You know, you might even think that the sharing is more important. People sharing what you're doing on their pages rather than going and engaging with you on yours. Okay, but so that's very important. But I don't understand the relation between that and aliases at all because I don't think there is one. The 301. You don't want to use an alias alone to point a domain name. You want a permanent 301 redirect, or else you can mess up your ranking with Google a lot. So what was the rest of that question, Bernie?
It was about the ideal number of keywords.
So keywords there's a lot of ways to look at keywords. And you know what? I have a YouTube video that's really awesome for this particular subject. And I'm going to go to my YouTube channel, Keyword Hope, and I'm going to search for keywords. You hit this little search thing, keyword, and I've got find the best keywords for your site. 21,000 people have watched this. And then they've got another one with keyword placement, where to put all the keywords. Here's how to find them. Unfortunately, how to find them uses the old tool. So you have to use the new tool instead, but it should take you there even if you go to the old URL. And then where to put them on a page. So the keyword, and then here's a nice little video just about meta tags. And let me try to pause this before it starts. So see how to use your keywords in the title tag, description tag, and keyword tag on your website. The keyword meta tag is not actually read by Google anymore. It is only read by Bing and Yahoo, but you don't want more than a few keyword phrases. Keywords should be a phrase, maybe 2 or 3 words, or 4, like Santa Fe web design is a keyword. Houston signs is a keyword. And you can use 2 or 3 of those phrases in every keyword meta tag on your site. And you need to include those phrases in the title tag and the descriptive meta tag too. But these videos on my YouTube channel would be very helpful for you.
All right.
Any other questions about the shopping cart?
No, that's it. I know our attendees today are appreciating the sort of tangents you took, and that's not only the content from your presentation was great, but sort of those hands-on, the hands-on trainings for the keywords and all that was cool too. So I'm going to go ahead and steal the presentation back at this point.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was great. And you should all be seeing my screen, and this is Hope's Facebook page, Joomla How To. So if you go to this page, you can follow up with Hope about with questions that you might have about today's presentation. And you can also find her at SantaFeWebDesigns.com and that ebook, that free ebook.
SantaFe-webdesign.com, or SantaFeWebDesign.net, but it's singular, it's not
okay.
web design. Yeah.
Okay, so SantaFe-webdesign.com and get that ebook. And,
that's my, yeah, thank you.
And a lot of people saying thank you very much from Mario, and Christy says one of the best webinars ever, thanks. And Mr. Chidera says, I love this. Thank you. Thank you, Hope. And just want to show everybody our YouTube channel. This is youtube.com/CloudAccess. This webinar will be available here later today. If you scroll down here to the special Joomla webinars playlist, this will be added here a little bit later today. It takes a couple hours to archive, but we'll get it up here. We do have close to 8,000 subscribers on our channel, so if you do subscribe, you'll receive a notification every time a new recorded webinar or Joomla tutorial becomes available. Also, remember, too, you can always visit us at CloudAccess.net to review our products, launch a free Joomla demo trial, and come to training and visit our knowledge base full of hundreds of how-to documents and videos, and come to Joomla webinars as well to see what the next webinar is that we're offering. So, Hope, thank you very much. That was fantastic.
Bernie, it was totally fun. I love sharing this, and I so appreciate everybody engaging so wonderfully with us. And thanks again for asking me.
Yeah, no problem. And thanks everybody for attending. Good luck developing your Joomla site, and we hope to see you in a webinar real soon. Take care.
Take care.